So today we're going to practice our mixed media collage in our sketchbook. What I am doing here, I actually did a jelly print and the birds didn't come out right. The black peeled off a little bit and it just didn't look right. So what I did is I'm taking some black acrylic paint and some unbleached titanium, and I painted the heads and beaks in, and I'm painting the eyes. And then what I did is I just cut it out to include in the collage. I'm using my mixed media sketchbook, and I've torn some pieces of jelly print that I've done the last couple of days, and I'm going to use my gel medium to put it in the sketchbook. So what I like about this, it's 5.5 by 5.5, and I can play around and get some ideas and not feel like I'm wasting, number one, a lot of time or a lot of materials. I did one large 8 by 10 jelly print, and then I did several 3 by 5 jelly prints to give me kind of a combination of colors and things to work with. I'm kind of laying it out to see where I want everything to go. Great opportunity to experiment, see what works and what doesn't, and you're not really committed to anything. Now I'm letting them hang over the edge, and after I glue it down and it dries, I'll take a craft knife or scissors and trim the edges so it'll look like a piece of art. But again, you get to experiment and not have to work so large. So on these blue and black ones, those were kind of fun. I used a big Sharpie and then did some layering on top of it and pulled it, and it really turned out pretty neat. So I'm using my matte gel medium. Use anything you have. It works like glue. You could use Mod Podge. Mod Podge. I don't have any at the moment. I've just got my craft brush. I don't use my good brushes for this. Put the gel medium on the paper and then put the gel medium on top of your piece that you're putting in your book. This will dry clear. Before you do anything on the top of it, you need to let it completely dry. I did let this dry overnight once I got everything on before I did any markings or anything additional. You can use a wedge, credit card, anything flat surface to get the bubbles out and make sure it's attached good to the paper. And I just tore my pieces. You can tear them, you can cut them, you can use a hole punch. These were painted, the jelly prints were printed, and I used acrylic paint on them. There's no rhyme or reason. Don't overthink it. I just randomly do it. If you don't like it, you can always change it up a bit. Like later on, you'll see there's some areas that were just a little too busy for me, so I actually painted over them. So like you've seen in the beginning of the video, I had done an 8x10 jelly print that I was really wanting it to stand alone, and it was a fail. We all have fails, and just yesterday was my day for that. But I wanted to do a silhouette print of two lovebirds on the top of my jelly print, and it didn't come out clean. So what I ended up doing, and like I mentioned in the beginning, is I painted a silhouette with black acrylic of the head, beak, and then I took a dip pen and used unbleached titanium and painted their eyes. And then I cut it out smaller because there was too much of the silhouette of the birds that was wrong. And I was going to make a greeting card out of it, and the idea came, well, I have nothing to lose. Why don't I practice and play with some collage and some other jelly prints I have and use it as the vocal point of my collage today? And that's what I've done. Now, most of you probably know that when you paint, if you break your size of your painting or paper into thirds, where the intersections meet is a good vocal point area. So this being 5.5 by 5.5, 1.88 was the third dimension. So what I did is I took a ruler and went across that amount, and I went down that amount, and I end up putting a black dot at that intersection, because what I want to do is take my vocal point and use the bird on the left eye as that crossing. So you'll see me do that here in a little bit. And it just kind of, it's not in the center, it's not to the left, it's not to the right, you want to try to get something in a good vocal point area of that grid line. And I try to do that with everything I do. When I paint, I usually will try to take something in my painting down one of those vocal grid lines. I really want to do this, these blue and blacks. I really like that. Like I said, it's the very huge black Sharpies, and then just putting some other colors on top and pulling the print. I really like how they came out. Now the Sharpie and Posca markers will stain your jelly plate. It still works the same, but I actually use baby oil. You can use mineral oil, and take a paper towel and wipe it off, and it comes up completely. As in my previous videos, you know I'm pretty OCD. So it's like, yes, it will work, but yes, I would like it clean too. It takes us all different types of us to make art go around. So whichever you like, you've got best of both worlds. You either can keep it dirty or you can keep it clean. This glass mat that I'm working on, I really like it because the table underneath is a vinyl, and everything stains it and sticks to it. So with the glass mat, if I get this gel medium on there, or glue or paint, I can take water and just wipe it up, and it works really well. So I've pretty much got everything glued down now, and you can see the edges are hanging over. I'm going to let it dry until today, which I did this part yesterday, and I'm going to let it dry, and then I'm going to trim the edges, and you're not going to watch me do that part. And I also took my dip pen and some Kuretake gold ink and did some gold dots, which here you can see. I've already trimmed it up. It dried flat. It looks great. And then it was too busy. So I took some white gesso and I'm showing you here my gold dots that I did after it dried. But I took some white gesso and some patina acrylic paint and mixed it together and just put in some lighter colors. They're not white, but I have my blacks, I've got my darks, and then this is the lovebirds that I've cut out. And it just broke it up. So I'm taking my T-ruler and I measured from both angles, like I told you, the 1.88. And I'm going to put a dot where that intersects. And I want to put the lovebird's left eye where that dot is going to be. I know it's a sketchbook, but if you try things for real in your sketchbook, when you go to do it on a canvas or paper that you want to commit to, you've already tried it out, so you know if it's going to work or not. So here I'm lining up the eye of the left bird so that I can glue this print down. Now this print was done on Bristol paper, so it is a little bit thicker, but it'll still stay. You're going to see the glue kind of beading up around the edges, and you can clean that off. And you still want to put it on the top because you want it all sealed and on the paper and on top, because it is a print. It is paper, so you want to make sure it stays glued. You can see where the glue is staying thicker than where the paper is. So that bird's eye is at a focal point of this painting. So typically, the way the rule is, and rules are made to be broken, but the way the rule is, people will typically go to that spot and then move around your picture from there. Like I said, rules are made to be broken, and I've broken them myself, but it is kind of fun to, when you walk away and come back, to see where your eye lands first on the painting. I really like how that patina broke it out. It's not a bright white with the gesso. It toned the patina down, but it gave some light with the dark. I'm trying to clear out some of this gel medium from that thickness of the paper, but it dries clear. So now I still have some jelly print paper left, and I'm going to take some of that and add to the top of this to finish it up. I'm trying to figure out what part of this blue and black I want to tear. I'm thinking of putting it underneath the birds to give them a place to land. I like how that looks, and it incorporates with the blue and black on either side. And the matte medium is very sticky. You will have glue all over your hands. I use baby wipes and just wipe it off. Baby wipes take it off of the glass mat as well. So it just kind of gives the birds somewhere to land. It's not a nest. It can be whatever you want it to be. But they're not floating in the air. And it's incorporated with the blue and black on either side. I like that. But you have the patina underneath, so you get the brightness and the contrast of the lights and darks beside and underneath, which I think goes well together. I'm trying to figure out how to tear this to fit in another area. So up here where their heads are, I didn't like the blankness. I'm not going to go there yet. But the blankness above their heads, I wanted paper collage to go in there, but I'm still working around other areas. I wanted it to make the birds pop from the paper around their heads. So I've got the light collage underneath with the patina and then the dark on top. And it just pulls it all together. And by all means, this is a sketchbook. We're playing. We're not selling this piece. We're experimenting. You could use pen, make marks. You could use, Posca pens, whatever you wanted to use to enhance this. There's no right or wrong way. It's what you like to do. And that's why we have sketchbooks, is to play and practice and see what we can use in the future. I was excited because I took the failed print of the lovebirds and actually salvaged it to be able to use it as a focal point on this. So to me, this was a win. My sister-in-law saw on my Facebook page my lovebirds, and she said, well, I didn't see the birds at first, but now that's all I can see are birds. And I laughed, and my response to her was, that's the difference in our right brain, left brain, and it can drive us crazy sometimes. It's like those pictures. What do you see first? And depending on what part of the brain is your artistic ability, that's what's going to come out. Years ago, I worked for a doctor, and her logo looked like an inkwell when you looked at it one way, but it looked like two faces facing each other another way. And for years, I never saw the two faces. I always saw the inkwell, and I thought, what does that have to do with the doctor's office? So your mind can play, like what I see in this and what you see in this will not be the same. And that's what makes art fun, and you get different versions of different people, and it makes the art what you want it to be. So here we're finishing up, and I'm just putting the little pieces over the patina color to kind of break it up and give us some different things. I'm going to show you the end result here in just a moment. I want to thank you for joining me today. And if you've liked what you've seen and aren't a subscriber, you can hit the subscribe button, and you'll be notified when I have a new video coming up. Here is where I'm putting this piece. I just felt like there was too much solid color there, and it actually comes out pretty good. Let me know if this is something you would like to see in the future or not. I do a little bit of everything. I like to play. I like to experiment, give you ideas. Take this and do what you wish to with it and make it your own. The biggest piece of advice I can give you, like I said, is use your scrapbook to play and practice and experiment, and then you know what works and doesn't. And you could actually use the page on the left-hand side to make notes of what you did, what you liked, what you didn't like. It's your book. So here what I did is I put a piece of collage paper on, and it went over the bird just a little bit. And so I took my craft knife and cut that little piece and pushed it under and put the bird's head back on top. But you can make notes on the left side, and that way you know what works and what didn't work for you for a future reference. Put down what colors you used, maybe what colors you used in your jelly print, if you remember that. You know, that the birds were a fail, but you saved it, and this is what you did. Any information you can leave yourself for future, I say, is a plus. Well, I hope you have a great day, and I do appreciate you joining me. We'll see you soon. The end result is here for you to enjoy. It was a lot of fun. Talk to you soon. Bye now.